Hi, everyone. This is Christina Werner. And yes, you're watching Jennifer McGuire's YouTube channel, but I've taken it over. But don't you worry. Don't be alarmed. Jennifer's here as well.
I'm here too.
Jennifer's here. Jennifer came to visit me. Hi, Jennifer.
Hello.
Hi. And she put me to work. So we're looking at some really colorful cards today. I have not seen this video. I am seeing it right along with you. And she wants me to talk about it. So I don't know if that was a smart choice, but here ooh, that's pretty. That's so colorful.
We're using stencils today.
Okay, are you going to let me know what those ink colors are at some point?
Yeah, it'll say it on the screen.
Oh, even better. Okay, I love these. All the Geo stuff that's in this Simon Says stamp release that just came out a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
So everyone go check it out. Links are down below. She's pointing out the name, maybe. Oh, and there's dies that go with it, which is kind of fun. So Jennifer did tell me one thing about this video before we started, and she said that we're going to be doing some selective inking on stencils. I love that stamp set. I did that stamp set.
I know, I love it. And I used the stamps in yesterday's video. Today I'm focusing on that stencil. Oh. So if you want to see all these stamps used, yesterday's video, but today it's about the stencil.
Okay.
But I showing them all because they all go together so well.
Oh, okay. I like that. Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. So is this what type of paper are you using?
This is just inexpensive, like the thin printer paper, copy paper, whatever you want to call it.
Oh, okay. All right. And you're inking on with, was that, I missed it. What color is that?
That is Surf ink from Simon, but it doesn't matter. We're just doing quick inking so we can create a mask.
Oh, so this part actually won't be on the finished card.
This will not be on the card.
Okay, perfect. Oh, I see.
And you know what I'm doing there? I'm FaceTiming with Gina.
Who were you talking to?
So I'm talking to Gina up there on the top.
Jennifer needs some moral support while she's crafting. She does. Like we all do. We all do. Okay, so are you just trying to get one of the little leafy shapes?
Yep, I'm cutting one little leafy shape out to make a mask.
That's a technical term, leafy shape.
Leafy shape, yep.
Okay, so is there a reason why you didn't use masking paper?
You definitely could use masking paper, but with this, you don't really need the sticky on the back, so I'd rather save the masking paper for something where you really need that sticky ink. You'll see.
It.
I'll move it around so much that the sticky ink doesn't
I was going to say, I imagine it's easier to move around.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yep.
Okay, I like this. Oh, so you cut it out of the middle.
Yep. And I put tape over the areas so that it stays.
It's not going to tear on you without the blending. Yep. Okay. Stamp and stencil mat. We love that.
Yes.
We love a good stamp and stencil mat. Okay, so this is just over some regular Nina?
This is regular Nina Classic Crest Solar White.
Okay. And you're placing it on the stencil mat so that the stencil stays in place and you don't have to technically tape it all over the place.
Yep. The only reason I'm putting some tape along the side is because I'm getting a nice white trim around the edge. But you could skip that.
Oh, okay. And so you're doing it over the stencil instead of over the cardstock.
Yeah. No, yes. Yeah. So it's just masking. You'll see when we take it off. But it's really just the stencil on the cardstock.
Oh, okay. This is cool. Okay. So I can see the card because it's on this screen while we're watching the video, but you guys can't see it yet. But I can see the finished card that she's working on. And it is very, very colorful, but it's like it has a transition from like pinks to oranges to yellows to greens to blues, but each individual shape is blended on its own, which is really kind of fun. This had to have been time consuming. How long did it take you?
I timed myself. It took me 20 minutes.
Only?
That's not long. No, because you have this little mask and I'm just moving it from one to the other. And on each leaf shape, I'm blending two colors together. And you don't have to really blend long. You're just overlapping the colors in the center.
Yeah, it's a small area for sure.
And I kind of do them different. Like here I'm doing orange to pink and the other I was doing pink to orange so that they're not all the same. If you want them all to be the same, just do a big blend over the whole thing.
This would be really a fun idea with polka dots.
Yes.
Or even if you have like, oh gosh, I think maybe like a rainbow stencil. You could do sections of the rainbow.
Yep, or maybe a balloon stencil, each different. So you're basically masking off each of the leaves. So you're doing selective inking.
Oh, that's pretty. I like that little pop of the brighter orange right there. That's pretty.
Yep, and you can use any inks for this. I chose the saturated inks from Simon because the colors are beautiful. And I think they blend really well together. I'm not really putting a really heavy amount, just a medium amount of ink. And overlapping them in the center of that leaf shape so you get a fast blend. And it starts out kind of slow, but then you kind of get into a groove. And
yeah.
It took me about 20 minutes.
Well, you know what I've discovered about these things recently that has really informed my decision on when I'm going to use them is because they are water-based and they kind of react to water a little bit, they're very easy to clean off your stencils.
Oh,
so
okay.
Some of the color, some of the, like, I haven't had these inks in particular stain any stencil at all. I take the stencil over. I mean, I know you like to spray your stencils with alcohol and clean them right away, but I take them over to a sink and the ink just slides right off.
Yep.
It's crazy. But whereas if you use Simon's original inks, which, once they're dried, they're waterproof and also alcohol ink friendly, I think they're just a little bit more of a stable ink that really sticks to your stencil. And some of the reds and even the really intense blues will stain your stencils. I mean, it's fine. Your stencil, all it is showing that it's a well-loved stencil.
Yes, that you used it.
Yeah, exactly. But these inks in particular clean off stencils really, really easy. So it's fun to like switch colors really quickly. But I mean, with this like selective inking you're doing, I mean, you don't even have to clean your stencil in between. Which is great.
I'm not, because I've cut just... When we cut that mask out, I cut right around, real close to the shape, so that I'm not picking up ink from anywhere else. There's no need to clean it.
But you did cut outside of the blue little shape,
just
right?
a little bit, a hair outside of the shape.
Okay.
Yep.
So that it captures the entire area on the stencil when you go to add ink.
And I did do 2 masks, because what happens is I'm putting so much ink on top of here that it'll start to soak through that thin typing paper or printer paper or whatever you want to call it. So if one was getting too saturated, I would switch to the other one. Or you can use something thicker. You could use a piece of acetate or vellum for this.
Oh, yeah.
But this is
easy stamp on some acetate, and then you can save it and put it in with the stamp set.
Yep.
Use it over and over. That's so fun.
But I feel like this is a fun way to take a single stencil and give it a little more life.
Totally. I love that.
So there you go.
Oh, my word.
It's bright.
I love that. It almost looks neon.
It looks like it's glowing, doesn't it? But I think that's so because of the blending of the 2 colors in each of the spots.
How fun would it be to use a black piece of cardstock and then do oxides on top?
Oh, yeah.
That'd be really cute. Okay,
what
you're putting the stencil
back on? I don't remember. I did this last week. I'm too old.
Oh, you're just adding more.
Okay, yeah. I decided I needed like a pop of like a royal blue, and this cadet color just rocks my world. And so I just wanted a little, because I had that pop of purple on the top. So see how that little pop of blue. So you can I change my mind all the time. I'm sure Christina does too.
Oh, all the time. Yeah. I really love Cadet, but I also love Galaxy. I'm having a love affair with Galaxy right now.
Which, is that the purplish one?
Yeah, the really, really dark purple
in the
blue.
Heather family?
No, it's in the blues.
Oh, it's in the blues.
I think it might be the one that's just darker than Cadet.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. I need to try that one.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, here I was considering taking one of those little flower images from that Happy Hello stamp set and stamping it here with white pigment ink, but I changed my mind.
Oh.
This was at the point where I was like, I spent 20 minutes on this background. I don't want to booger it up. So I didn't do it.
You're like, step away, step away. I love this Hi Fi Greeting stamp set from Kathy Zilski.
I can't remember the last video I've done where I haven't used it.
It's such a good one. Such good, like, generic greetings,
Works with all styles.
Oh, there's mine. Yes. From all of us.
And I like this because there's that greeting that says from all of us, the we're sending. So you can match it up with other sentiments you have, like we're sending birthday wishes or thanks from all of us. So you can take any greeting you have and make it from the family or from a group of friends or work or whatever. And you designed that very well.
I did.
Good job.
I think it actually came from one of our classes. I think we were doing a live chat together. And someone in the chat said, we need a stamp set that says, like, from all of us or something. And
they're hard to find.
And then I think what class was it? It was the Christmas class, I think. And actually wrote it down. And I was like, mental note, you need to do the stamp set. And here we are.
A lot of your stamp sets come out of,
like, just conversations.
Conversations or me begging you to do something.
She'll text me and be like, hey,
can you do this? Because I don't have the talent to design stamps, but I have a friend who does. So it works out well.
You know what you want.
Yep. So here I'm just doing more sentiments that I need because why not? And I'll just use the coordinating dies to cut them all out and have them ready.
While you've got the stamp out, why not?
Yep.
I love that. Okay, so you're using some glue and you're going to stack this up so it makes the greeting a little bit more substantial. Now you do this instead of using foam tape, yes?
I do not use foam. It's very rare when I use foam tape.
And doesn't it make the card heavier though for when you're mailing it?
Not much. Not much.
Really?
And there's no plastic in it. Like, it's better for the environment. I was using scraps.
But don't you know the person who receives this card is going to love it forever and ever, and
this
probably
is true,
go to
never
bed,
throw it away.
sleep with it every night under their pillow.
True. It's true. Have you used these tools yet?
You wouldn't want it to be biodegradable because it's not even going to reach the earth. It's going to be treasured. I have not. What? I have not tried these out
There's
yet.
2 new ones. One has a wax tip and a score stylus end. Then this one has a piercing tool and then this little kind of sticky bump on the end. So the wax tip and this tip are good at picking up things and putting them where you want it. So it's nice that there's 2 options depending on what tools you like. So lately I've been using this one that has a little ball on the end and a piercing tool on the other just to try it out. But I find both of these, you got to have one or the other. Something with the wax tip or something with the kind of sticky tip to pick up little die cuts or, like I'm doing here, gems and place them where you want.
Okay.
And these are my current favorite gems. These are Trinity Stamps Dewdrops. They come in different colors, but this white, I love it.
And what was that little tray you were using?
That's just like a bead tray.
Okay, so nothing specific. Just a
Nothing
bead tray.
fancy.
Okay. I love that. And I love that the greeting is so small, it lets the background really take center stage. Yeah, I love that.
I didn't want to mess it up.
Well, I mean, such a beautiful background. Why would you want to cover it up,
This one needs to have a warning on the envelope that you need to put your sunglasses on first.
Right? I love it.
A little bright, but
I love it.
It worked. And it was a nice way to take a simple single stencil and kind of give it a little more life for a background. So the background's the focal point.
This reminds me of a raincoat I bought recently. It is bright neon pink.
You have to show it to me later.
Yeah.
We'll put a picture on Instagram.
You won't miss me. I'm going on a cruise to Alaska with some family, and I'm planning to bring it. I don't know if I'm going to wear the bright pink raincoat. That might alarm animals and
I had a yellow when I went to Alaska.
Yeah.
It worked. Now, this is your stencil, right?
It is, yes. It goes along with all of the knitting and crocheting stamps.
Well, I wanted to do each kind of portion of the stencil different colors, so selectively inking this. And I do change my mind along the way, which you'll notice.
Oh, okay. All right, here we go.
All right, let's see here. So I just have that centered. That's just white cardstock. But I have off screen done a light inking over printer paper.
Oh, gotcha. Like you did before with the blue.
Yep. Okay. And I'm just going to cut out a portion.
Okay, so is this your form of knitting?
I guess so. I'm not a knitter. Every time somebody tries to teach me, they say I'm too tight.
Oh.
And they tell me to go back to cross stitch. That's why I stitch on cards.
Go back to where that precision is needed. You know what, though? It could be a good exercise in letting go.
Girl, you've known me for so long. You know I don't let go.
Possibly.
So there I just cut out that little snake shape.
What a pretty pink. What pink is this? Peony?
This is peony, yep.
Okay.
So that printer paper is covering the whole thing. So it's really holding it down nicely, but I don't have to worry about how well I ink this because the mask is really covering everything but that little shape. And so I'm just applying pink ink over it. This is a beautiful pink.
Okay. Are you trying to get like a nice even coverage of the ink?
Yeah.
Or are you letting it be darker in some spots?
I don't normally care.
Okay,
because I think it always smooths out and dries out nicely.
That's true. And what blending tool were you using?
That's an Altenew blending brush. They're the big one.
Okay, I think
and
you mentioned
I love that for big backgrounds or big areas. It's so much faster than using a small one.
Like a little itty bitty one.
Yep.
That totally makes sense. Okay, so now you've cut out.
So I'm just moving to a new section.
Got it.
The nice thing about this particular stencil is I could kind of rotate it and figure out how to line it up with another area because it's that kind of wave pattern there in the middle. But I made 2 of these masks so I could cut it in different ways. And I really wanted to get 4 colors there in the center. And here I'm putting it on the edge, lining up with the pattern. I'm just following the pattern of the stencil and lining it up. But I end up cutting that center section out because wait till you see how bright it is.
Oh.
Just wait.
Okay.
It was too much for me. I ended up cutting it down.
Oh, wow.
So really, I ended up making 2 masks where I just cut out a little portion and moved it around to kind of block off different areas of the stencil to apply different colors to the different portions. But really, this is all about following the pattern of the stencil and masking different areas. So you can see here I'm going to this new little section here, and I can use that on the center portion.
This would be fun to use for adding like a glitter paste or something to only selective areas. Are you going to do that too? Oh my gosh. I should have just kept my mouth shut.
But here, this is where I thought yellow, and I was wrong.
Oh.
It was a little too much. When I was done, it was fine, but it was brighter than what I was going for. So
Gotcha.
You'll see, I just kept it in so you could see how to get a smooth
That
one
is a
layer
very bright
background.
yellow.
It is very bright,
Is that
and
lemonade?
it's too much. Well, no, I think it's...
Oh, it's Hero.
It's Hero. Oh, no, the first one was lemonade. This is Hero. It's butter bar.
Oh, gotcha.
I love that color.
You were trying to tone it down.
I was trying to tone it down there in the center, and after I did the whole thing, it was too bright, but I kept it in because I wanted you to see that you can do the entire background by just moving a little mask around and following the pattern. So this really works well with stencils that have some sort of repeating pattern like the last one did or this one.
Yeah.
But once I did this whole background, that the sunglasses weren't enough. So I changed my mind. But I think it's important. I'm sure Christina's like me. I change my mind a lot when I'm filming, but I edit a lot of it out to save the the viewer's time.
Anyone who's seen my lives every Friday, they know I change my mind
is
about
true.
15 times.
Yep.
For sure. Now, I'm going to let you all in on a secret.
Uh-oh.
Jennifer is sitting next to me, and
They won't be surprised.
she's wearing pajamas with pizza slices on it.
Uh-huh.
But it's not like she like dropped her pizza on her
They were
pajamas.
pre-pizzaed.
No, the pattern on the pajamas are pizzas.
You gave them to me.
I did. And I'm going to let you all in on another tip. They are currently on sale.
They're cute.
They're bedhead pajamas, and they're on sale. And I wanted to get them, but they were completely out of my size, and they had Jennifer's size. So I said, I'm going to get it for Jennifer.
We will post on Instagram a picture of you in your pink raincoat and me in my pizza pajamas.
We totally should. Maybe it should be in the thumbnail for this video.
Okay. If you know how to do that, go for it. I'm not fancy with my thumbnails.
We'll just have our cute little faces in the corner or something.
Well, whatever you want. I'll let you do the thumbnail. But here I'm just doing some green and blue there in the center. And
I like that green going down the middle, though.
I think I made a mistake. So see that green at the top should have gone to the other area on the bottom, but it doesn't matter.
Oh, it's over to the side.
Nobody will notice. You don't notice that, do you?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't notice it till just now that you mentioned it.
So the idea here is to take any of your repeating pattern stencils and just create masks. Now this one was a little more involved because you had to get a little more creative with these, but I felt the end result was worth it because it ends up being a very simple design in the end.
Oh, yeah.
So to put more time, I don't mind putting more time into my background if what I put on top is simple, like on the last one.
Yeah. And I almost think it's a good idea if you have something that's a little bit more involved to keep the rest of it simple. Because if everything is like super involved, sometimes more is just
Sometimes I do way too much. But in these cases, in these two, I kept it pretty simple. I just love the stencil, and I just wanted to highlight those different curves in it.
Yeah, that's pretty.
And use it in a non-sweatery kind of way, knitty kind of way.
That's true. It doesn't look like a sweater anymore.
But here, after I've done all this color, I'm like, no, it just didn't work for me. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I wanted to add glitter paste on top, and I thought that was just going to be way too much.
Oh, yeah.
So I will end up cutting out that middle section.
Gotcha. Now, I have a question. Could you find me a sweater that looks like this?
Wait till the ugly Christmas sweater season comes around.
Wouldn't it be so fun to have a sweater that was like that? It had like a base of yellow, but then it had like the cable knit over the top in rainbow colors.
I bet I'm
going to get my mom working on that.
Yeah, your mom probably could whip that up real quick. Yeah. So there we can see. See, it's a little bright. I don't know.
I think you could have worked with it.
Yeah, well, I decided I couldn't. So
you're like, nope.
But I wanted to show that. So this is at the point where I wanted to add that butterfly.
Okay.
And I just thought it was going to be too loud. So I'm just cutting that center portion out, and I can save those other areas for scraps or try to...
You could even use them for masks to do this again.
Yes. So this would have been a lot simpler background to put together if I only did that center portion, which I ended up using, but
you didn't know until you did it.
Had no idea.
Sometimes you have to do it, just so you know.
I don't remember what I'm doing.
That's cute.
Oh, that red paper's just scrap.
Okay.
I just was temporarily putting a white background down onto it with some temporary tape. I glued that portion in the center, and I'm lining the stencil back up.
Ooh, are you going to do like a faint pattern in the background or something?
No.
Oh, this is for the glitter.
Yeah.
This is for the glitter.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was thinking you could take like a really, really faint gray.
Yeah.
And just do what was yellow.
I was thinking about fog.
Yes,
Simon Says
exactly.
Fog ink would be nice. But I thought if I I glued that center portion onto the white background. And I thought if I put glitter gel, or I guess that's what you call this, over the entire thing, it would make it look like it was one piece again.
Yeah,
I was
like
trying
that.
to like fix it all together
again.
again.
Now I want a glittery, sparkly sweater with rainbow tape on it. That would be so dang cute, though, wouldn't it?
It would be.
That'd be really cute.
And in this case, you definitely want to go over to your sink and wash that stencil off.
Oh, and isn't that palette knife thingy from Simon Hurley so good?
Hurley's tool, yes, definitely. Those
So
tools that let you scrape the entire stencil at once is very handy.
I love it.
So at this point, I let it dry. I gave it time to dry. And I don't know if you've ever noticed, but sometimes when you put paste
so
on
smart.
cardstock, it's kind of rough on the edge. I use a sanding block to
That's
just
so smart.
smooth that off.
You know, I used to have 5 million sanding blocks back from my
They
Stampin'
run
Up!
away.
Days. And I never used it. I'm like, when am I ever going to use this?
I use
probably
mine
threw it
almost
out.
every time I craft.
No way.
Yep. In my last video, I showed how to remove a little ink fingerprint with it.
Oh, I just used my little sand eraser for that.
This smooths it out more.
Oh,
Yep.
interesting.
So there I was just gluing it back in because I had thought about popping this up and I didn't know, so I just glued it back in and tried to make it look like one continuous.
Did we all hear the angels singing?
I wish you could see the shine in the video. It's hard to see.
Well, I mean, the little I saw, it was gorgeous.
Did you design this one?
Rose Wings Butterfly. No, I did not.
Okay. Well, sorry. I used it.
No, you're going to use everything that's pretty and cute
Yes.
and all that. Silver matte cardstock onto some adhesive sheets.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Are we die cutting? What
So
are we
we're
doing?
making silver cardstock with adhesive already on the
Okay.
back before we die cut it.
Oh,
And I'm going to do the same with a piece
okay.
of white.
Now, whenever I've tried this in the past, I never get like a complete cut. Do you just put more shims in your die cutting sandwich or something? What do you do?
I use my Empress and it cuts beautifully.
Really?
Have you used this Altenew double-sided tape?
I haven't tried it with this one, no.
die cuts nicely.
Okay.
And
I
it
tried it with
sticks
other
very
brands,
nicely.
but
Yep. No, this
like,
does great.
it won't cut all the way through.
So basically, you put it on the back of your cardstock before you die cut, and it turns your die cut into a sticker.
Okay.
Basically, is what it is.
I like that.
And I wanted to have silver on top, and then because I like extra dimension, I'll do the same thing with the white, and I'll put those together so it stands
Okay.
up even more. You might have seen earlier I had a black and white butterfly in the screen. I didn't love the black against the background, so I'm changing it to silver here. I change my mind a lot. Here I'm just taking the outline, white butterfly die cut, sticking onto regular white cardstock and cutting around it. Because this
Okay.
die doesn't have a shadow. I'm weeding out all the inside pieces. But it's pretty easy to just to fussy cut around the shape.
Yeah, it's not too intricate. This one isn't.
And one of the things I did is by sticking the white die cut, the white butterfly, onto the solid white background, I can cut and I can be messy. I could even cut the butterfly die cut because I'm going to put the silver one on top, which will give it a nice look.
So this stuff is just all going to be underneath.
Yep, this will.
Okay.
Yep. So I don't really have to.
This is the basement. We're not seeing it.
Yeah. Yep. Amen. So I'm not really super careful cutting this. I just did a quick jaggedy edge. Doesn't matter.
How do you feel about these scissors from Simon?
I like them.
You like them?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do. And the big new ones from Spellbinders. Oh my gosh, those are like
Really?
they weigh. They're like meaty.
Oh, okay.
They're very nice.
Okay, wait. You cut around those little tiny antenna?
Yeah. It wasn't
Oh,
that
wow.
hard. It wasn't that hard.
Don't
you
be
can
afraid.
do hard things.
Oh, no, I
you did
do.
Pilates today.
I did.
You can do anything.
I did. I went to Pilates with Jennifer. No, see, because I've cut out little things that are intricate like that, and then when I'm cutting around it, it gets, well, maybe having
was
the two
doubled up.
layers,
Yep.
yeah, that helped. See, when I did it, I did not have 2 layers. It was just 1 layer of 80 pounds.
See,
Nina.
this is
So that would be
heavyweight.
why.
And I'm putting the silver on top, which makes it all look clean, even if I didn't cut it out well.
Gorgeous.
And we have the adhesive already in the back of it, so it's very easy to stick in place.
Looks like a little stained glass.
But when you use double-sided tape, this is important. That's the release paper. Just put it on top, and then press over it with the bone folder.
Burnish
By
it a little.
putting the release paper on top, you're not going to mess up the die cut by accident.
Oh, good call.
And you just press it down firmly, and then it won't let go. You got a good. That's what's nice about it. You can move it around until you press it down.
I like it.
That was a lot of time for that little. I should have edited more of that out. Sorry.
Well, that gives us a chance to talk.
There you go. So there's our little butterfly.
Oh, here we go. Some sentiment strips.
So who designs these sentiment strips?
It's a mix of people.
Okay.
Generally, it's mostly Kathy Zielski, Nina Trapani, and Sherry Carroll.
Gotcha. Well, I've got a new way to cut them out.
Oh, okay.
And
Let's
that's
see
what
it.
I'm sharing here. I have these giant Post-it notes. They're giant. You could use a piece of scrap paper, but watch.
This is going to help you line it up in
Yep.
your trimmer.
Yep.
You used to do this with just a colored piece of cardstock.
Yeah, but this is nice. There's that sticky edge, so I stick
Yeah.
it right where I want it to cut. And this is very helpful because you can put it, you don't have to have it on the bottom of your trimmer,
Yeah.
right? So I'm lining the edge of the orange Post-it at the top and the bottom with the edge of my trimmer and cut there.
So you could even do that with a piece of masking tape, right?
Yep, you could use masking tape, yep. But something about having that.
Post-it.
Yeah, I had this
Yeah.
handy, and it's kind of nice to have something bigger to hold on to, you know? Especially, this is the new rotary trimmer, and you've got that little hand protection area there. So be able to hold it with my left hand over there was very handy.
And I noticed you kind of stuck the Post-it to the trimmer itself, so it
Yep.
holds it
Yep.
right along the blade edge.
Yep.
That's smart. See,
And so I can
that would
save
be
that.
a reason to have like a large Post-it that
Yep.
extends beyond the edges of your cardstock.
Yep.
That would be a reason why to have
Yep. I linked to them. I found them down below, or found them on to buy more because I only
Okay.
have that one pad, so I linked it
it.
below.
Gotcha.
All right. So what am I going to do here? What do you think?
You're gonna glue this sentiment strip with some more cardstock to bump
Of
it up.
course. Yep. I've got that scrap. I keep those little thin scraps, and it's a great way to give it dimension.
There you go.
And it won't get squished in the mail.
Lovely. Well, see, like my question earlier about like doubling up on your elements and things like that with cardstock affecting the weight and things like that. I did like a PDF like guide for like how to weigh your cards
Yep.
and determine postage. And now I'm just like very like really aware of how much my cards
Sure.
are weighing. Now, generally, I go overboard on postage anyway. Like, that's not my problem. But every once in a while, I've got like, I got a card and she's hefty, you know, like
Yeah.
she's got some weight to her. So I'm just conscious of it. So I was just wondering.
I take
Does
all
it-
of my cards in to be weighed each to make sure.
You send 5 million cards.
I do. I send a lot.
Do you send your husband to mail the cards?
Since he's been retired, yes. Yes, I have. I will admit that. So here I
Wow.
did put foam squares just under the corners of the wings so they kind of pop up a little
Oh,
bit.
cute. But the center of the butterfly is glued directly?
Yep, with
Cool.
Gina K Connect because that's the
love it.
adhesive I trust. So
Now, I'm still caught up on the like mailing your cards. You don't have like a postage scale at home or something? You just
no,
don't like.
I go in because I want to make sure that they're handled nicely.
Wow, that is some dedication. I'm too lazy. I'm gonna weigh them at home. I'm gonna put postage on, and then I'm just gonna drop it in the mailbox.
Hey, whatever gets it in the mail, it
True,
doesn't matter.
true.
It doesn't matter. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
So pretty. I love them. They're so colorful.
Thank you for doing this.
Good job,
We
Jennifer.
behave better when Gina and Kathy aren't around.
Oh, I know.
Heidi. We usually get the giggles.
It's true.
Thank you for doing my voiceover.
Oh, you're so welcome. Now, everyone, go check out the links down below and check out more videos on Jennifer's channel.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Love you.
Love you.
Bye.